Hello, my name is Shawn Selleck, and I currently serve in the role as City Clerk for the City of Providence, Rhode Island. I'd like to again thank John Marion, Jessica David, the Common Cause staff and volunteers, and the rest of the participants for their contributions to such a rich and worthwhile discussion. As I alluded to in the introduction I provided after the conclusion of the panelist presentations, my focus during this response will be on improving access to public meetings in a way that enables citizens to be more effective advocates, and it will be broken into 3 sections. First, I will reflect on some of the great suggestions and personal experiences that the panelists shared. Second, I will make a public commitment to take specific concrete steps to improve access to public meetings in the City of Providence. Third, I will share ways that I believe those watching this series can take personal action to improve access to public meetings, and ask that you do so. So first is my reflection. As a technologist and city clerk, I adopted a remote meeting platform and began training elected officials aggressively the first day Providence City Hall closed in March 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. No matter how much or how quickly I learned, events like Blueprint for a Great Democracy never failed to teach me something new. In this case, I'm grateful for Stephanie Gonzalez highlighting the simultaneous translation feature in Zoom and explaining why it's a potential game changer when it comes to access to those who prefer a language other than English. Ms. Gonzalez also mentioned other barriers such as familiarity with Robert's rules or meeting structures, intimidation from board members when a citizen repeats a perspective shared by others giving testimony, or the absence altogether of an opportunity to testify. Steph Machado spoke about the importance of live streaming, whether or not meetings are held remotely, the importance of direct access to decision makers for post-meeting interviews that's lost during the era of remote meetings, and the importance of making documents as accessible as possible as soon as they're deemed a public record as a result of having been virtually distributed during a remote meeting. David Petrarca presented a series of very interesting remote meeting challenges and innovations to overcome them in the area of citizen elections, review board inspections, and general swearing-ins. Brent Runyon shared the importance of good quality audio, the ability to identify speakers, and prompt access to supporting documents. I also heard Brent's plea for a more balanced approach to how speaking time is doled out to interested parties on all sides of a hearing. Ramona Santos Torres requested better use of social media to advertise and broadcast meetings, and issued a call to action for public bodies to leverage organizations who are more closely connected to our communities in their efforts to provide a better level of access. Second is my commitment. Over the next year, I promise to make public meetings in the City of Providence more accessible, along the lines of many of the ideas expressed by the panelists. I will better utilize social media to reach a broader audience related to both meeting notifications and meeting information in general. I will put together a primer on public meetings in the City of Providence, because I can see how such a document can be a tool for accessibility and explaining the general meeting structure that our city has adopted, and this can hopefully extend to Robert's rules in the future. I will work to maintain live streaming capacity even when in-person meetings become possible again. I will maintain and expand Providence's ability to simultaneously share documents as they're distributed during public meetings, so that access is not reduced in a virtual world. I'll also request resources to experiment with simultaneous translation and partner with community organizations on ways to make meetings more accessible. Third is my request to colleagues and to the general public. If you're in a role similar to me, please reach out to me if you'd like some of the things we are doing and would like to learn how to do them in your own municipality. I don't know if I can persuade public officials to answer Steph Machado's phone calls immediately after remote meetings, but I could definitely help others learn to share documents with the public simultaneously as they are officially being made part of the public record. If you know of something that the City of Providence isn't doing or isn't doing well, I like to learn as much as the next person and welcome constructive feedback. Feel free to email me at sselleck@providenceri.gov. Finally, if you're able, I encourage you to support Common Cause Rhode Island and other organizations that are putting together events such as this with a goal towards better civic engagement. Although I appreciate the opportunity to respond via video, it seems like so much great information was shared during this event that someone could summarize in a nifty guide. I know that Common Cause plans to build upon this event, and I look forward to seeing what's next and supporting that effort and collaborating with my colleagues and fellow Rhode Island citizens any way I can. Stay safe and stay healthy this holiday season, and I wish you all a more accessible and hopefully more in-person public meeting schedule in 2021.